Our final flight tracker.
Flight tracker.
Oh, he hits just 10-15 short and rolls right up to it.
Dylan's going to go overhand, eh?
Yeah, so... Oh. What in the world?
Whoa.
Oh, man.
That's smoked, man.
That's like a 400-foot overhand. My arms just hurts just watching that.
Wow.
Dylan actually told me in an email, he was like...
Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to the first episode in the Flying Mile Disc Golf Series. I'm Dylan Reese. My PDGA number is 60300 if you want to check out any stats or anything like that. I've been playing disc golf about 8 years, and for the past 2 years or so I've been about 1,000 rated, up and down through the updates. The last 5 years I've been sponsored by Legacy Discs. And those of you who follow my personal accounts, Instagram and whatnot, probably are wondering where my most famous throw was in the opening highlight reel there. And that's what this first episode is going to touch on. The 2018 New York State Championship, first hole, first round. I hit a crazy thumber ace. I guess a skip or a bounce, depending on how you look at it. Got a shout out to Jeff Wachowski for getting it on film. Otherwise, it just would have been a cool story that a few people would have heard about. But he posted it on Facebook, and by the time I got to lunch, 3 hours after it happened, I knew he had filmed it. I didn't know he had uploaded it. But it had 50,000 views at lunch. By the end of the day, it was up to a couple hundred. I think today it's got over 400,000 views on the original video. Every couple weeks, it gets reshared on Instagram, and I get tagged in it, and gets thousands and thousands of more views through that. It was pretty crazy, all the notifications at lunch. So we'll cue it up here for those of you who haven't seen it, and those that have, a blast from the past.
Get it!
Oh! Let's go! Still shake my head every time I see that bounce, and just the great reaction from the card afterwards. One of the most common questions I get in the Instagram comments is what disc it was. It was Z Nuke OS. Still got it. Retired it after that day. Figured that was a good one to retire, if any. Which was ironic because it was the only non-legacy disc I had in my bag at the time. A lot of people also want to know why I didn't just throw a backhand. It's a 250-foot tunnel shot. It's a pretty narrow gap. It's probably 10 to 12 feet wide. The reason I chose the thumber is I've got a background in baseball. I pitched all through college and some minor leagues. So I'm very comfortable hitting small gaps like that with an overhand. And like I said, it was the very first hole of the day, not really warmed up yet and into any kind of rhythm. So when I practiced this shot, I realized I wasn't going to get in trouble left or right. As you can see, it's pretty jelly on both the left and right side. So I threw the thumber just to test it, and as lucky as it seems to bounce in like that, that right to left bounce was actually really consistent, because you can see the basket's on a bit of a slope. And so when I tried it in practice, it was coming in on that normal left to right thumber line, and it hit the ground and just bounced straight left. And it did that pretty consistently. And during the tournament, obviously, just got pretty lucky with it bouncing in. But the bounce itself was pretty consistent going to the left. And I'll cue up the second round video that Jeff actually captured as well to show just how consistent it was. So this is the second round, and you see I hit pretty much the same line. I just throw it a bit too low, but it does get that hard skip to the left, just a bit too low out of my hand. Never really had a chance to get near the basket. The hard skip to the left left me in the circle. So for as lucky as it was, it actually was a pretty consistent shot. I think if I went back today, I would still throw that shot. It doesn't really have any chance of getting in trouble, and I'm always going to get a putt, and I'm a decent enough putter that if I can get within the circle, I'll take it on a wooded shot like that. Some of the other questions, I kept it going through that round. That was at the time, I think my highest rated round, 1046. I think 8 down, which might not be the course record, but it was certainly the course rating record, highest rated round there. Didn't play as well in the second round, shot just under 1,000, I think. And on the final hole, I had about a 40-foot putt looking right down a cliff to win the tournament. And I went for it instead of laying up, and it was one of those things where I figured if I missed, I was probably going to miss short, because just my head wouldn't let me, miss high. But threw a perfect putt, nice and pure, and sailed about a foot over the top of the basket, right down the cliff, out of bounds. So I ended up losing the tournament by a couple strokes. But the next year, 2019, it got redemption. I won the New York State Championship out in Buffalo. And oddly enough, I had another tournament ace at the next year's state tournament with a different Nuke OS on another thumber. So that was my second tournament ace, 2 of them in state tournaments. I've probably got about 50 aces overall, 3 now in tournaments, and all of them are with Nuke OS thumbers. So that's the baseball background for you. I just want to thank everyone for tuning into this first episode. I'm hoping to put out videos every week. They're going to be mainly disc golf stuff, course reviews, course breakdowns. They've got a disc dyeing lab set up in the basement. I'll do some disc dyes, stuff like that. We've got some kind of fun videos set up with disc golf versus ball golf. And we'll probably do some crossover episodes during the winter with some of my other hobbies. I ski a lot in the winter, do kayaking and camping and whatnot in the summer. But thanks everyone for tuning in. The first video. Hit me up in the comments with any questions or recommendations for videos or anything like that. Give it a thumbs up and a share, and I'll see you next week.
Get it.
Let's go!